Let's take a look at a more complex and practical example of using compound units. In this example, if a patient requires 24.5 milligrams per minute of a medication, how much will they need in kilograms per day? This could be a practical type of problem if you're working with a patient and need to plan out how much to order of a particular medication or how to have on hand. So just like we did in the previous example of working with compound units, we would identify our starting units. Our starting units are milligrams per minute, and we're going to be converting that into kilograms per day. So I'm going to write out my starting unit, 24.5 milligrams per 1 minute. My ending units are going to be kilograms per day. So I'll write both units as fractions so that I can identify how many units I need to work with and how I'm going to need to convert them. I'm going to need to convert my milligrams into kilograms and my minutes into days. So to convert milligrams to kilograms, notice that both of these units have prefixes. So I'm going to need to convert my milligrams into grams, then into kilograms. So just like we did with the other examples where we had a unit with a prefix to another unit with a prefix, we need to make sure and use both steps here. I'm also going to worry about the minutes and my days. I'm going to need to convert my minutes. If you don't know a conversion directly from minutes into days, then you may need to go minutes to hours to days. You can always break this up into as many steps as needed. So notice here, for this conversion, I'm going to need to do 1, 2, 3, 4 separate steps. I can do these as 4 sequential separate steps, or I can do them as one calculation set up with 4 different fractions being multiplied. So I'm going to start with my 24.5 milligrams per 1 minute. From milligrams to grams, I need to identify what my conversion factor is here. Between milligrams and grams, 1 milligram is equal to 10 to the negative third grams. My units between grams and kilograms, 1 kilogram, 10 to the third grams. These are going to be, so this is for my first conversion, this is my second conversion. For minutes to hours, then hours to days. Minutes in an hour, so I have 60 minutes equals 1 hour. And I have 24 hours equals 1 day. So that's number 4. I've numbered them because I've got it kind of mixed up a little bit here on my page. So I'm going to do my first conversion, 24.5 milligrams per 1 minute. I'm going to multiply by a fraction. You're going to be doing a lot of this, so get used to this. Milligrams is on the top. We're going to want to get rid of milligrams and get to grams. So the milligrams on the top, milligrams needs to be on the bottom. My grams needs to be on the top here. Look back at my equivalency. 1 goes with the milligrams, 10 to the negative third with my grams. That's going to get rid of my milligrams and get me to grams. So that'll be my step number 1. My step number 2, I have grams. I want kilograms. My grams are going to have to, they're at the top here, so I need to be on the bottom here. Kilograms on the top. Look at my my equivalents to figure out what my conversion factor would be. 1 goes with my kilograms, 10 to the third with my grams. Grams going to cancel out. That's going to take care of step number 2. Step 3, I need to get from minutes to hours. We have our fraction again, minutes on the bottom. Minutes going to need to be on the top. Hours going to be on the bottom. We have 60 minutes for 1 hour. We have minutes on the bottom of our fraction, minutes on the top, so those are going to cancel out. That's going to get rid of my minutes and leave me with hours. So I've completed step 3. And finally, I have my units in hours, but I want it in days. So I need to multiply by one more fraction. I want to get rid of the hours. Hours on the bottom here, so hours need to be on the top here. Days are going to be on the bottom. I have 24 hours in 1 day. Hours on the bottom, hours on the top are going to cancel out. So that's going to take care of all of my steps. So I've completed all of I put all my conversion factors into my problem. So now I simply multiply everything along the top and divide by everything along the bottom. So do make sure that you line them all up and that you're multiplying and dividing the appropriate items. Do be careful about any negative exponents and positive exponents so that you are multiplying appropriately. If I put this all into my calculator, I get for the top of my fraction 35.28. My only unit left on the top is kilograms over 10 to the third is 1,000 days. So I can divide my 35.28 by 1,000. So this patient is going to have 0.03528 kilograms per day. We would want to do our final step that we do for all calculations is make sure that we've got the right number of significant figures. Our initial value had 3 significant figures, so our final value needs to have 3 significant figures. We start counting at the 3 here. 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be our last significant figure. The number here is 5 or higher, so I have 0.0353 kilograms per